بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to another session of التعبير القرآني by Dr. Fadil Samir Ra'i. And we are going, hopefully we'll be able to finish page 5 today, inshallah. If not, no pressure. Again, we're just taking our sweet time with the text so that we can understand as much as we can. Yeah, okay. So let's see here. So we started the last paragraph. We didn't finish it. We stopped at Talawamu. And basically just a recap. I said basically again. I just realized I like to say basically a lot. So maybe we can come up with a game around it. I don't know. I want to stop saying it. But anyway. So we discussed, I was about to say basically, we discussed last time about how the leaders of Quraysh, you know, the ones who were actually fighting the Prophet ﷺ, they were the most aggressive, they were the ones who were most arrogant, they're the ones who were most intense in trying to harm him. These guys, they couldn't help themselves from listening to the Quran. And actually the author, Dr. Fadil here is giving an example of such a case, a scenario of such a case that it happened that Abu Jahl, Abu Sufyan, and Al-Akhnas ibn Shurayq, they found themselves, they couldn't like control themselves from going to listen to the Quran. They actually woke up stealthily into the night and went to the house of the Prophet ﷺ and started listening to the Quran until morning, guys. SubhanAllah. You can imagine, like, they were just bewildered and mesmerized and captured by the beauty of Quran that they couldn't even leave. Like, they stayed there until the sun is what told them to leave. Like, they looked up and they were like, oh wait, it's almost done, we need to go. Like, that's what happened. And I just take a moment here to maybe a small tangent for myself and yourself. Like, if these guys, these are the kuffar, this is the mushrikun, except for Abu Sufyan, who later became Muslim. But you realize that these people, they were fighting Islam vehemently, viciously, and yet they were captured by the Quran, the beauty of the Quran. They couldn't leave. They stayed there the entire night just listening to the Quran. Me and you, when we're scrolling up on TikTok, I'm not on TikTok, but when you're scrolling up on Instagram or whatever, and you see a verse of the Quran, what do? We're like, it's just an ayah of the Quran. We scroll it up. I'm looking for funny TikTok videos, or I'm looking for, I don't know, a cat playing a piano, or I'm looking for something funny. I want some entertainment. We scroll up the Quran. We can't even stand the Quran for 2 minutes. When these guys, they couldn't stop themselves from listening to it. We stop ourselves from listening. SubhanAllah, just the contrast. And maybe we need to ask ourselves, what is our relationship with this book like, and what do we need? Maybe we just need to force ourselves to be able to interact with this book. And hopefully, because again, you have to realize the Quran will not enter into a heart that has other things in it. That's the nature of the Quran. If your heart has some other diseases or other things in it that are not suitable with the Quran, the Quran will not enter that heart. So maybe our struggle with listening to the Quran is because we have something else inside of our heart, and we need to fix that. So just again, that's a tangent there for our own benefit. So let's go back to the text. So he was giving this example of these guys who, you know, they started listening, and it was morning. They started going back, and lo and behold, they meet. And they're like, what are you doing here? Where are you from? What are you doing here? Where are you from? And they realized that what they were doing, you know, could cause some problems. And that's kind of like where we stopped at. So if anybody wants to participate, you can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself, and we can try and do this. Let's see here, we have Fahima. We'll start with you, Fahima, and see if any more people want to, then we can. Or if anybody else wants to participate at some point, just feel free, raise your hand and let me know, then we can do. Okay, so we have, Fahima and by the way, Dr. Shiraz Sultana, what is your first name? Because I keep calling you Sultana sometimes.
Sultana, yeah.
Okay, Sultana.
That's fine.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. Okay, so Fahima, we can start with you. So we stopped at تلاوموا.
وقال بعضهم لبعض,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them said to others, لا
Mm-hmm.
تعودوا فلو رأكم بعض سفهائكم
رآكم.
رآكم
Yeah,
بعض
you can do that one.
سفهائكم
Mm-hmm.
بعض سفهائكم. It's not clear. سفهائكم لأوقعتم.
Mm-hmm.
It's like family four. أوقعتم
Yes. Yes.
في نفسه شيئا. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this. I'll translate till here, Sister Ilham. So
Yes.
some of them said to others, like, don't return. If some of the foolish ones see you, surely it will bring up in himself something. Something he'll start thinking. Like, is it like that?
Okay. So بعض سفهائكم, some of your fools. Because remember, these are the guys who are paying guys to go and block the Prophet ﷺ. So they're fooling others, right? Like they are the ones who are instructing people to do this and to do that, go and make noise around the Prophet, go. They're paying people to do this stuff. So they're telling each other, listen, if some of these fools or some of your fools, سفهائكم, some of your fools, see you, لأوقعتم. So let's look at لأوقعتم here. This is family 4, like you said. So وقع is to happen, to occur, something to drop. In this case, something to happen. وقع يقع. But it's family 4 to make something happen, to make something occur, to incite something, you can even say, or to strike something. Yeah. So لأوقعتم, you, أنتم, because it's the doer, you would strike something, or you would cause something to happen in themselves. Like something would happen in their hearts. في نفسه, you can say in their souls, or in themselves, in their hearts. So you would cause something. If they see this, you would be the causes of something happening in their hearts. You understand now how the structure is coming about?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe let's do the نحو of that before we move on. So وقال فعل ماضي, simple. So we know we're looking at a جملة is a جملة فعلية, sorry. So that's our فعل. بعضهم, of course now this becomes what? This becomes our فاعل. So بعضهم لبعض. لبعض, you can call this متعلق. Although I feel like this structure normally just comes together. Some of them said to each other. Yeah. Or you can say they said to each other. Is also fine. What did they say? So this becomes the beginning of the quotes. لا تعودوا فلو رآكم بعض سفهائكم لأوقعتم في نفسي شيئا. So all this is in quotes, and that's our مقول القول في محل نسب مفعول به of قال. Right? Then we enter inside that مقول القول and we see لا تعودوا. Again, جملة فعلية, because this is a نهي, forbidding. لا تعودوا. So this becomes our فعل. تعود is our فعل. And the فاعل is the inside pronoun. أنتم تعودون. Yeah. So أنتم is the pronoun. And then you have a fa, which could be fa حرف عطف in this case, or it could be fa استئنافية, but I guess here fa حرف عطف makes more sense because it's connecting this part to this part. And if you return, this is what is going to happen. So لا تعودوا, don't come back. فلو رآكم, so لو جملة شرطية, and رآكم فعل ماضي. So we're looking at another جملة فعلية here. So رآكم, and then you have بعض سفهائكم, which is the فاعل of رآكم. So فعل فاعل, what will happen? So you have لو لا. So you can see this is the beginning of the جواب الشرط, because you can see the لا. And then أوقعتم would be now another جملة فعلية. أوقعتم أنتم, this is our فعل, the فاعل is أنتم. في نفسه جار مجرور متعلق بأوقعتم. What would you incite in them? شيئا, something, just something would be triggered in their heart, like you would trigger something in their hearts. So شيئا will be the مفعول به of أوقعت. Any questions there?
Could the fa be fa sababiyya and translate this as do not come back because
Yeah,
perhaps
absolutely. Yeah. You are right. Yes, this could be fa sababiyya. Yeah, because the conditions are met. So we remember that when you did fa sababiyya, 2 conditions have to be met. Number 1, it's either nafi, it's either nafi, negation, or a talab. And we discussed the different things that could be a talab. Like there are a number of things that could be a talab. One of them is actually forbidding, a nahi. So an amr, nahi, and so many other things that fall under a talab, right? So here we have a nahi, which is a forbidding. So that fulfills that first part. The second part is that the whatever follows it is as a result of what came before. So yeah, that makes sense. Actually, that's the perfect. This is definitely fa sababiyya. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's a good observation. See, I like this interaction. We notice things together. I hope that was clear. Was that clear? How this is fa sababiyya? Or any other questions? Okay, good. We can continue.
ثم انصرفوا.
So when you
So
have
go.
harf
ثم
ataf,
ثم انصرفوا.
uh,
ثم انصرفوا. So go away. So leave. To leave.
Okay, so this could be, it could be command, but it could also be, what else?
And
So-
leave. So leave. Then leave.
ماضي.
It could also be ماضي. انصرف ينصرف انصرف انصرفا انصرفوا.
So they left. So they left.
Yes.
So
So they
So
left.
they left. Correct. I thought it has a command form. I don't know.
If it was a command, it would be insarifu. You read it as insarifu. Your live.
Okay.
But if you're reading it as fi'al madi, you read it as insarafu. Oops. Let's fix
Okay.
that. Sorry.
Insar.
Where am
Okay.
I?
Insarafa yansarifu. Yeah. So then if it is insarifu, then it would be insarafa yansarifu. It would be a
Okay.
command form.
Yes. It's going to be insarafu fi'al madi.
Okay. حتى إذا كانت الليلة الثانية عاد كل رجل منهم إلى مجلسه فباتوا يستمعون له until when the second night until when the second night all the men among them returned to the gathering and they remained listening to him.
Right. Yeah. So just one thing. Here I'm taking Layla to Thaniya as the fa'il, or well, the isim of kana. But in this case, we're gonna say the fa'il. Okay.
Until when
mhm.
can I translate, Sister Ilham, once again? Until
Yes.
when the second night was, how would you translate it?
I'm thinking that's a fa'il, not an isim of kana. Can that give you some ideas? So when do we have a fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul? No, that's probably not the right question. Okay, so let me just explain. So we have 2 kinds of kana. I don't know if you remember that. There are 2 kinds of kana. There's kana, the one that we know, which is kana naqis. Okay, it's the incomplete verb, naqis, kana. But then sometimes you can have kana that is complete. And when it's complete, we just take it like a verb. We treat it like a jumla fi'aliyah. We don't treat it like a jumla ismiyah when it's complete in its meaning. So when it's naqis, we treat it as jumla ismiyah and we give it an isim, we give it a khabar. But when it's complete by itself, then we don't, it's, you know, we don't need to treat it as jumla ismiya anymore. Now it can take on a fa'il and so on, but it cannot have a maf'ul bihi. It cannot have a maf'ul bihi. So that's the other thing. So for example, here, حتى إذا كانت الليلة الثانية, when it was, so that's how we're going to translate, we will translate it as when it was the second night. When it was the second night. Like the way we say kun fayakun, be and it was. Be and it became. Right? So that's also kana at-tam, the complete kind of tam that doesn't have a maf'ul bihi. It's just complete by itself. It doesn't require a khabar to complete it. It's already complete by itself. All right.
So Laylatul Thaniyatu is a khabar, sister? No,
it's a fa'il.
It's a fa'il.
Yes, of kanat.
So when it was second night, it means second night, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So when it was second night, all the men among them returned to the majlis and they remained to listen to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they returned to their sitting post. So remember the previous night, they all went. Every guy was on a particular wall and they were listening to the Quran. So the second night, and they met on the road and were like, okay, we don't come back, okay? Yeah, don't come back. We're not coming back. Then the second night, what happened? They couldn't help themselves. They wanted to know, what is he saying tonight? We want to know what this Quran is all about. So they left again. Yeah. So they went to the same place they were, everybody to their wall, listening. فَبَاتُوا بَاتَ. Again, this is a fi'al naqis. One of those like kana and its sisters, and it means to spend the night, to remain something during the night. So you realize that most of this af'al an-naqisa, kana and her sisters, most of them have to do with time. Like they have time, but they don't have an event. Okay, so like asbaha, to do something in the morning, amba, to do something in the evening, bata, to spend the night doing something. Which other one is there? Yeah, like most of them had to do with a particular time in the day or in the night or things like that, or just generally time. So batu, whenever you see bata, it has to do with the night, something in the night. Asbaha, something in the morning. Adha, something in the duha time. Like amda, something in the evening time, things like that. All right.
Still have this Daraba family. Bata
Kada comes in this itself, sister. Kada.
Kada wa akhawatuha. Kada has her own sisters.
Oh.
This is kana wa akhawatuha.
Is this a Daraba family? Bata yabitu or it's a
Yes. Bata yabitu.
Okay.
The same one that gives you bait, by the way. Fun fact.
Yes, that's what
it's
I was
called
saying.
bait. Yeah. Because it's a place you spend the night in. That's why it's a bait. Yeah. Bait.
Okay. Should I continue?
Let's do the grammar of it just real quickly, because so hatta, until. Okay. So we skip that. Idha, so this is an interesting idha. We've done idha several times. So idha is actually adatu dharf, it's dharfiyya. Basically, this is going to be a mudaf, and whatever comes after it is going to be a mudaf ilayh. That's one way of looking at it. That's one way of looking at idha. Okay, so they will say this idha is adatu shart mudaf. Okay, so that's going to be idha. Or you can just skip it. Then you come to kanat. So kanat, we have said that this is kana at-tam, the complete kana, which means it's a fi'il. So we'll say this is the fi'il. Al-laylatu thaniya, it's a fa'il. So idha what? This is the condition, this first part. So this is our shart. And then ada is our jawabu shart. So when it was the second night, what happened? Every man came. And this is, of course, a jumla fi'liya again, with the ada as fa'il. Kullu rajulin is the fa'il, the outside fa'il of ada. منهم متعلق إلى مجلسه, another متعلق. فا حرف عطف, so عادة باتوا. So this is ماضي, so you can just connect them. This is حرف عطف. And they spent, so باتوا, this is فعل ماضي, but this time round we're going to call it ناقص because this is one of أفعال الناقصة. And then whatever comes after it is going to be our خبر في محل نصب of باتوا. So this is going to be a مبتدا and this is going to be a خبر. Okay. Any questions?
So how would we analyze whether the kana is the naqis one or the kana is tam?
So what you just did, basically you try to translate it and you realize you can't translate it as an ism. Because remember with kana and naqis, you need an ism, you need a khabar. So when you try to translate this as an ism, because you realize it's a here version, right? It's kanat. So either the dua is here.
I was thinking it as a khabar of kana. I translated
Exactly.
it was. It
was second night.
It was second. Yeah, I took it as it was second night.
But then
when it was until when it was second night, every man returned. So I took it as a kana as it as huwa in it, hiya in it, and Lailat al-Thaniyata as
but then what is it referring to?
Okay.
What is it?
And until it was acha.
So you have to go back to something, and what is it? It was the second night. What was the second night?
So that gives you an idea that it is a complete tam. Then the next word has to be the file of this. Okay.
So what became is the second night came. The second night is what became. So you can see that this makes sense as a file. What did the action? The second night appeared, became, came to be. Like kun fayakun, be, and it became. So the night is the one that did the coming. The night is the one that did the being. Because kana means to be. Yeah.
Sister,
Yes.
can't we see it as a ism of kana there?
If you take it as ism of kana, then you're looking at it as kana and naqisa, which means you need a khabar of kana. So you need to look for a khabar of kana, and that's going to be very difficult for you to find a khabar of kana. So when the second night was what?
Correct. True.
Then you get stuck. So the only way to look at it is if it's a complete verb, like kun fayakun. So when you say it was the second night, you actually use translating it as tam, like the second night became, right? The second night came to be.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, we can continue.
Okay. حتى إذا طلع الفجر تفرقوا جمعتهم الطريق فقال بعضهم لبعض. So until when the Fajr appeared, they dispersed and but they gathered and they dispersed, and the ways gathered them, and they said to each other.
Yeah, so pretty much that. So until when the Fajr broke, or the Fajr appeared, or dawn appeared, تفرقوا, they dispersed, or they left. They separated ways. So basically they were going back, and then the same thing happened. The road, or the way, or the tariq brought them together. Jama'athum, gathered them, united them, brought them on the same path. Yeah. So they said, فَقَالَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ, they said to each other. So again, حتى إذا, we've already discussed إذا. It could, so this إذا, أداة الشرط. So this could be our beginning of that sentence is going to be our shart. So طلع الفجر, that's our shart part. And then تفرقوا is our جواب الشرط. And then we have واو حرف عطف, which is connecting to تفرق, which is let's see. Is it connecting, or is it could be connecting, Or it could be just a new sentence also. It's fine. So تفرقوا وجمعتهم الطريق. Or you can just
It
look
can
at
be
it.
hal, no, sister? No?
جمعتهم الطريق. There's a واو حرف عطف, so I don't know that. Unless you're saying that this واو is واو حالية, which is.
For past tense, qad need to be there. وقد جمعت.
Yes. True. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it's probably
It
just a new
can be
sentence.
maful bihi muqaddam, na, sister? Maful fihi muqaddam. Iza tala
Where?
al-fajr. Iza
Of what?
tafarrahu. Tafarrahu.
So you're saying that إذا طلع الفجر is a مفعول به?
Maful fihi. Time
مفعول
of
فيه?
the sun.
Of
Maful
what?
fihi. It is the time of sunrise.
Yeah, but for which فعل?
Tafarrahu. Fail.
No. Can you maybe?
They disperse at the time of sunset. Is it in that way? Like I'm saying. Tafarraqa, tafarraqu. Fail madi. Tafarraqu. And iza tala al-fajru. The time
maybe.
of sunset.
That's a way of looking at it. But in this case, I'm gonna look at it as shartiya. When Fajr came, they dispersed. So when this happened, that happened. Not as they dispersed at the time of Fajr. If you say like that, and because this looks like a shart. If the shart, I don't know, maybe it's a possibility. It's a possibility to say that that first part is a dharf.
I think
possibility.
when Ustad explained Iza Jaak al Munafiquna, he said that this will look two ways.
Yeah.
One maful bihi and then other one is shart and jawabul shart.
Yeah. So I guess it's a possibility. But I guess here what is actually shart makes more sense as opposed to they dispersed at the time. Because you can say تفرقوا في وقت الفجر or تفرقوا حين طلع الفجر. But to start with the إذا kind of like tells me it's more of a, but it's possible. That's what I'm saying. It's possible to look both ways. It could be a ظرف or it could be جملة شرطية. Good.
So Selham, can you
observation.
tell me the two possibilities, please, once again?
Okay.
One is
So we know
Adatu shart, I
إذا.
got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Adatu shart, you got it. Okay. So the other possibility is that إذا means when. So it's describing a time. So we know something that describes time is called a مفعول فيه or a ظرف, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, we can say إذا طلع الفجر, when the dawn appears, it's describing a particular time when something happens. So we can treat that as the ظرف or as the مفعول فيه of تفرقوا, and of course it's مقدم.
Okay. Tala'a
Okay.
is not a verb, sister, huh?
It is, but in this case, you would assume that طلع is the مضاف إليه of إذا. So you look at that as a whole thing. So طلع الفجر is going to be مضاف إليه of إذا, because إذا again you treat it as مضاف, and then whatever comes after it is going to be the مضاف إليه في محل جر.
The verb can also be the mudaf ilayhi. Yes,
when it's إذا, only when it's إذا.
Oh, subhanallah.
Yeah, so إذا is considered a mudaf, and then whatever comes after it, in whatever form or shape it's coming after, it's going to be considered the mudaf إليه في محل جر.
Okay.
If you're looking at it as a ظرف, because remember ظرف, we said ظرف you can have special mudafs, so إذا sometimes is considered a special mudaf.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're looking at that in the second way, that إذا is a special mudaf, then you can look at it as a مفعول فيه.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Jazakallah.
Yeah. All right. وجمعتهم الطريق, we already did this part. So طريق is the outside fa'il of جمعت. And we said anything to do with paths, ways, roads, the feminine, sabil, tariq, all these are feminine, and that's why it's jama'at. And then فقال, حرف عطف, they said بعضهم لبعض. So some of them said to the others, again outside dua of قال. So what did they say?
Should I continue, Sister Ilham?
Yeah, you can continue, and then Sultana can begin the next page.
مثل ما قال أول مثل 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 ما قال أول مرة ثم انصرفوا ثم انصرفوا. Now here I was confused. It is written as just as the same. Said the first time, just as the same was said first time.
So here
Then
I
the
wouldn't
left-
consider it as مقول القول, like I wouldn't put it in quotes. فقال مثل, they said similar to what they said the first time.
Can you please repeat it again, Sister Ilham? Mithla
Okay, so
is,
the sentence starts from قال, right? So فقال بعضهم لبعض. قال is a فعل, بعضهم is an outside dua. So we found فعل فاعل. مثل is our مفعول به. So what did they say? They said similar to what they said before. So مثل here is our مضاف, and whatever comes after it is going to be مضاف إليه, right? And then ما is اسم موصول. So قال is going to be صلة الموصول. So you see how it's connected. So this is مضاف إليه, then اسم موصول, then صلة الموصول. And again, you look at the صلة الموصول. Sorry, up to there. The صلة الموصول is a جملة فعلية. So قال فعل, and then the هو goes back to the عائد. The هو inside قال goes back to, is the عائد going back to ما. أول is a مفعول به of قال. Said what? What they said the first time. أول مرة, first time. Is that clear?
so this مثل ما قال أول مرة ثم انصرفوا. This whole is the مفعول به, Sister Ilham?
Yes. Yeah, the whole thing would be the مفعول به. They said what? They said similar to what they said before, or the first time.
Sister Ilham, how can we translate qala here as they said?
He said, sorry. ما هو قال. But again, in English, بعض is translated in plural. We said some of them. But in Arabic, when you have بعض, and you're going, and I think we saw it before. So you see like نفسه. So before we were saying
Yes.
بعض سفهائكم, some of your fools, it will happen to his. So you see how we went from plural to singular. In Arabic, that happens. When you have ba'd, you can describe ba'd as one person, like each individual person of the sum of all of them. But in English, you can't do that. You can't say some of them, he went. Like it doesn't make any sense. But in Arabic, this you can do. So you see, it keeps on switching from ba'd to huwa.
So like it's like one of them said, is it like that?
All of them said to each other. So now they're singling out like one person. Because when you're saying ba'duhum li ba'din, they are saying it to each other. So they are like saying, you're not coming back, you're not coming back. And they're telling each other. So they're just singling out each one of them, in a sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Sister, can you translate it again from Islam?
From,
I have a question, Sister Ilham.
yes.
Before you translate it, how I translated it is, can you correct me that they said, some of them said to the other, like what was said the first time. Like I am taking this ma as to what was said before. So the kala is going back to ma. It is like what was said before. That's why we don't see an ayat. If you put this ayat as a doer of these people, then there should be an ayat, because ma is referring to what was said, and qala, the doer, is someone else. Even if it's huwa, it's going to someone else. So there should be an ayat, but I don't see it. So that's how
See,
I translated it.
but they did
Like,
say what did they say before? They said لا تعودوا
yeah,
فلو رآكم.
yeah. So they said like what was said before. I mean, ma, what do you think ma is really referring to? To their saying, right?
Right.
So qala is going back to that saying.
I don't understand. I haven't understood your
Um,
question or your translation.
Okay, let me try to rephrase. The ma over here, as I took it, is referring to the saying. Okay? Is it
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So now if you go to the silatul mawsul, that means the verb should also refer to the saying.
Yes.
Okay. So it should be translated like they said,
Ah, yeah, you're
what
right.
was
Okay, I
said
think I get
the
it.
first time. Because if the qala is not referring to the saying rather than to these people, then there should be an ayat. But I don't see an ayat. That means ma and qala are both matching with each other.
Hmm.
I hope I
Yeah.
made clear. So this is how I took it. Correct me if I'm going a little bit astray, please.
No, yeah, no, that's exactly it. I didn't get it the first time, but yeah, now I got it. Yes, we are referring to what they said. So مثل ما قال أول مرة, similar to what they said the first time, similar to what was said. You can even say it. Yeah, the way you say what was said. But if you translate like that, then it's gonna bring the majhul version. So similar to the saying the first time, similar to the the saying the first time, in that sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So the huwa inside ma matches with the huwa inside qala.
So in that case, ma would be like masdariya.
In that case, it could be both masdariya and because there's no a'id, it can either be mawsula or masdariya. Both can apply.
But for ma masdariya, don't we go for mudare? Can you make a masdariya
Not
with a
necessarily. You
madi?
can have with yes.
Okay, you can?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
So
Is
Sister
that
Hannah, so
clear?
Or
translation
is
would
it
be-
that some mausul and silatul mausul should match? It is in that way, sister. The same
Yes.
zamir in that should match
Yes.
in a normal way.
If you're referring to the same thing. If you're referring
Okay.
to two different things, then you have the a'id, you have the pronoun coming back. It has to be mentioned. So ma
Okay, so
qalahu.
you'll have some qalahu will be there, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. J.
Fahima?
Sister Hannah, it was the translation would be like so some of them told just the same some of them told the same as said first time.
As
How would you
So-
translate? How would you translate it?
so depending on how you translate, if you translate it as ma mawsula, then you said مثل ما قال أول مرة, same as what was said before, first time. Same as what was said before. So what is the ism mawsul? Qala was said. We translate like that, even though it's you're probably wondering where is the was coming from and
Yeah.
where is the
And how
why.
you translate as masdariya?
But that's
If you
the
want.
best. Masdariya, you'd say same as the saying the first time.
Same as saying the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it sounds little
Ma-
weird, right?
Ma
Yeah.
masdariya is ism. We need to have ism, right?
Not necessarily. You can
Masdariya
have
will
ma.
be harf.
Ma. Yeah, the ma.
Ma. Will it be harf or ism? Masdariya. It will be harf, right? If it has to give the meaning of masdariya, like an?
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, so it's not masdariya? I
Yeah,
need to
because
revise. Let me
mislu
check.
ma is ism. Mislu is muzaf. Muzaf ilayh should be ism.
Ism, right. Ah, interesting. Let me pull out the notes for, not so sure. When did we do masdariya? I think it was, oh, anwa'u ma, right? We did it in kinds of ma. Let's see. Types of ma. Yeah, masdariya is harfiya. Yeah, so it's definitely mawsula in that case. Wait, yeah. So mawsula is the ism. So yeah, this is good catch. I'm really enjoying this, by the way, guys. Like we are doing more than just reading advanced. Like we are hyper analyzing this stuff, which is great. Yeah, so it's
Islam.
definitely ma mawsula.
So can we just translate it as simple as similar to what he said the first time?
But you can't say he, because the huwa pronoun goes back to this statement. It goes back to the statement and not a person.
Oh,
Same to what was said the first time. Unless you look at it as going back to a person, an individual, which I think you can still look at because ba'du is used. So
right, because you
see-
said
Yeah.
then some of them said to others. Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them said to
Maybe
others
just
like what he said the first time.
Yeah. You can still
I
look
think
at it
there's
that
many
way.
ways to
No, Kala
translate it.
is-
Okay. I don't
Sorry.
know who. Somebody
Sorry,
go.
sorry. Yeah.
Maybe
Kala
say,
is, it is huwa, and it may go back to Bad. Okay. But is it possible that the author just deleted the ayat, and it's possible, right? He just left the ayat. Maybe he forgot.
yeah, I think both ways is possible. You can say mithla, like what he said the first time, whoever said it the first time, or you can you can say it's going back to that entire statement that was said. I don't even remember how I translated this in my so both I think are possible.
Not he, they, because Kala is referring to Ba'du, right? So Ba'du is taken into a form. So it is like what they said.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, I treated the way I translate, I'm just looking at my translation, and I treated it as what they had said the first time. So I just went it back, I brought it back to ba'duhum, and I translated it in English in a way that makes sense. So what they said the first time, which I think it's an easier way to look at it as
Sounds
opposed
good.
to Good
Okay,
discussion.
so he forgot the iron. Okay.
Mm.
He's giving wusat.
No, sometimes
Let's
they just
take it
omit the
that way.
"id" like that, and then you have to figure out why. Like sometimes they do that. Yeah. All right. Any other clarifications or questions?
So it's at the end, it was not for the scholars returning to the words what was said. It is referring to a person, that is called they said.
It's possible for both.
Both. Okay.
Possible for both. Yeah.
Both. Okay. Can I?
And if somebody is watching this recording later and knows which one, or please let us know so we can correct ourselves. Okay, go on.
Okay. حتى إذا كانت الليلة الثالثة أخذ كل رجل مجلسه فباتوا يسمعون له حتى إذا طلع الفجر تفرقوا. فجمعتهم الطريق فقال بعضهم لبعض. Continuing the same sentence with this, like until when the third night appeared, when it was third night, some of the men took the majlis, means some of the men attended the majlis, and they remained listening to him until when the dawn appeared. They until when the dawn appeared, they dispersed. Dispersed, and the roads. This is how you translate, sister. Just agree with me if it is correct. Until when the Fajr dawn appeared, they dispersed, and the ways gathered them or assembled them. So some of them said to others. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, tariq is just one road. Turaqa would have been the plural for it. So this is just until the way or until the road gathered them or united them. Yeah, it's fine.
Gathered them until the road or the way gathered them. So some of them said to other. So they said to each other, "La nabrahu hatta nata'a." Oh my God, this is a tasa'ala family. Tasa'ala yatasa'alu. Nata'ahadu.
So there's hatta here.
Yeah, it's a light one. Hatta ada. Lighter. حتى نتعاهد لا نعود فتعاهدوا.
Let's see.
Am I correct, Susanna? Okay.
Yeah, you're correct. You can finish up to the full stop.
Okay. على ذلك ثم تفرقوا. So this means لا نبرح. This is like a forbidding means do not leave until when if they do not leave.
So if it's forbidding, we have 6 forms of forbidding. Yeah. Anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antuma.
Yeah. Sorry. No, this cannot be possible because this is na.
Yes.
So it's he didn't leave. They didn't leave.
No.
Sister.
نحن نبرح.
Oh, sorry. We didn't leave. We do
not.
We do not leave, right?
Yes.
We haven't left until we haven't left. I can say that we haven't left until.
So you can look at it either is in future or is it present. Like you can say we do not leave or we are not going to leave.
We are not going to leave. That is correct. We are not going to leave. Is it okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to leave until we promise each other that لا نعود فتعادوا. We will not return.
Can we take it? We should not leave.
If you take it as we should not leave, then you will make this لا نبرح. This would be لا نبرح.
Okay, lightest.
Yeah, lightest. No, wait. Yeah. Wait, it's the third person lightest, right? لا يبرح, you should not leave. I don't know if you can work like this. I'm not so sure, honestly.
But it has one.
So that should concept, you
with
should
only
have a
la,
li
sister.
attached to it.
Only la, li.
Yeah. No,
Li
I'm
nabra.
saying.
Talil or lam.
No, that's a different
Lame
thing.
amar.
That's a different thing. We're talking about la plus third person. Like for example, la yadhab. If I say la yadhab, I mean he should not leave. But I'm wondering if it can work for second person as well, like la nadhab.
But this la won't come in that, na sister. La, this la won't come. It has to be only
This
with
is
la.
the one.
La.
No, this is the one.
No,
it's
for
la
la
nafiya,
it won't.
but with the third person. Majzoom.
No, this type of la, it won't come with majzoom, na sister. It has to be like chahe ke li la yazhabu. Only la, not with alif.
That's what I'm saying. If it is with like huwa version, la yadhabu, it means he la yadhabu, he does not go. But if I say لا يذهب with majzoom, then I'm saying he should not go. So I'm wondering if I can also say it for the second person, لا نبرح. That's something I need to figure out. I'm not so sure about this one. But for now, let's just let's make it nafi, negation. We do not go. We do not leave.
Okay, this is something new to me. I'll write it down because I thought that the should concept comes with li, the harf li.
I'll show you.
So
Let
we
me
can
pull
use
out
a
the.
la here.
Let me pull out the
No,
dream
I'll just write
textbook.
it down. This is a good addition. Alhamdulillah.
Maybe I'm forgetting something also. I don't know. Summary of nafi.
This
Let's
la
see.
would come, sister. La madda.
There are two concepts you're conflating, and I think maybe that's why you are. Let me show you, because it's, I think all of us maybe would benefit from this. That's one thing, but then there's also another thing. So hopefully you can be able to see my screen
Okay.
now. Yeah. So this is the summary of la, of negation, summary of negation in our textbook. So there's where are we? Negation, options for la. So this part, options for la. So you have la of negation. This is now what we're talking about. La nabrahu. This is la of negation. We do not leave. Yeah, that's the part we're dealing with. Then you have la of forbidding. This is la, second person, lightest. Okay, you don't go. You don't go. La tadhab. This is the one. But then you have la of should not, where you have third person, lightest. La yadhab. La yadhab. So these are the three possibilities. So I'm wondering if you can also say la nadhab here, which I don't know. Something probably I need to figure out.
But
then,
that
of
you're
course,
telling to somebody
So
else.
should
How
not
can you
is
tell to
again
my
command, sister. Here, the third one, which you're saying, la plus should not. So again, it's command, right?
yeah, it's command, but more suggestion, not forcing, like he shouldn't go. I'm not saying don't go. I'm just saying he shouldn't go.
Okay. Ji.
But how can you tell that to yourself?
Exactly. We shouldn't. We shouldn't go. Like you can say it in English. We shouldn't go.
We can say it. Yeah, we shouldn't
We
go. I
don't
shouldn't
go.
go.
Shouldn't go.
Oh, you can, I guess.
Yeah.
But it specifies third person and it specifies
Right.
second person in the forbidding and does not specify in the one unless there are exceptions.
I'm not so sure, honestly. This is, I think, something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe research. For now, let's stick with what we know.
This is alarm. It says third person, but this is not third person. This is first person. Right?
Yeah. So
you can't apply
sorry.
this concept here.
That's what
Can you?
I'm asking. That's why I'm asking if it's possible for. Sorry, I've been saying second person, but I mean first person. Like I'm wondering, could it also apply on first person?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
It
I need
applies,
to.
sister, as much as I've heard. Third, first, singular and male, all it gets happen with this la, like what you told. Except lana, like the command one with the ta families. That is for the second group, second person. First and third is with this, what you have told.
Yeah. So I'll do some digging and see if that's possible. I don't know.
Okay.
But for now, let's
Inshallah.
go with that.
It gives the meaning like I wish that I shouldn't go. I think so. It happens in that way, na, sister. I hope I shouldn't go. I wish I shouldn't go. I wish
I wish
he
we
doesn't
didn't.
go.
I wish we didn't go.
We
Yeah.
didn't go. I wish they didn't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So this la comes with that type of sentence.
Yeah. In that meaning, like I wish you didn't do. I wish you didn't go. I wish. Yeah, you can look at it like that. But then of course that brings in the idea of tamanni, of wishful thinking, and there are specific forms which deal with wishful thinking, tamanni. We talked about tamanni when we talked about talab. Tamanni was one of those. Law, or asa, or which other one was there? I'm forgetting, but yeah, those ideas. So this is
You know, Sister Elam, when we were doing Amsa, you know, we were doing this Li concept
Mhm.
with the Mudaric writers, and they had qualified it into two groups, you know, like for example, if it is a first person, then they said that there's going to be a suggestion because it is obvious that you can't commend yourself. So it is
Mm.
more like a suggestion. And when it comes to a third person, yes, it can be taken as an indirect command. So probably we can use the same concept. It's like, let's not do this. And it's more like a suggestion rather than a command or an emphasis.
Yeah. Yeah, funny
Maybe.
thing, actually in Arabic you can command yourself. It's a concept that's there. So,
Oh my God. Okay.
yeah.
They don't leave anybody out of the loop.
Yeah, you can command yourself. I came across that, I was like, okay, this is, yeah, it happens.
Okay. Sixes mentality, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this is an interesting discussion we're having. Good. It's opening our brains and we are figuring things out. We're actually revising a lot more concepts like this, I think, which is good.
Yes, sister. More than the concept, more than the reading text, it's more like you're revising the hardcore concepts, which we usually tend to
Grammar.
forget. Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So this is good. Okay, we are time.
I was
okay, so
asking, should I just what should I translate it as now? Like, we shall not leave.
we do not. Let's go
until-
with the negation.
We're not going to leave until we promise each other we will not return. So they promised.
Mhm.
So they promised on that. Thumma tafarraqus, and then they dispersed.
Yeah. Then they dispersed. What do you guys think? Should we just finish up to because it's just one line and then an ayah? And I promised Sultana to read. So Sultana, maybe you could just read that part. I'm sorry.
This one. No. This is fine. Alhamdulillah. That's good. Yeah. وقد أخبر الله نبيه
Mhm.
بهذا الأمر فقال نحن أعلم بما يستمعون به إذا يستمعون إليك وإذ هم نجوى إذ يقول الظالمون إن تتبعون إلا رجلا مسحورا.
Exactly.
وقد this is a condition. What is it? أخبر الله. So أخبر is فعل ماضي, Allah is the file, Allah لفظ الجلالة is the file.
Good.
جي. So نبيه, this is مضاف مضاف إليه, which is the مفعول به of أخبر فعل. So ba is harfejar. Hazal amri is again muzaf muzaf ilayh, which is majrur because of harfejar ba, which is again towards akhbara fail mutalif bil.
So
fail.
what is hadha al-amr again?
This is mutalif bil fail. Jar majrur mutalif khani.
Yes, this is muta'alliq the whole thing, but hadha al-amr, hadha and al-amr, what's the relationship?
Hazal amr muzaf muzaf ilayh. No, or is it ismul ishara? No, it is
yes.
muzaf muzaf ilayh. Muzaf muzaf ilayh.
Why are you making it
Because
mudaf mudaf
amri hazal amr, okay, ismul ishara and musharun ilayh, which is majrur because of harf jarba. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much it. So and it means, can you be able to translate? So basically Allah, وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ اللَّهُ, and Allah already informed, because قد is harf tahqiqi, is for a surety, something that has already happened. So وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ اللَّهُ, Allah already informed his Nabi, his prophet, بهذا الأمر, about this matter. فقال, so he said, نحن عالم بما يستمعون به إذ يستمعون إليك وإذ هم نجوى. So we already know, like نحن أعلم, we know بما يستمعون, about what they listen to when they listen to you in private. إذ هم نجوى, when they're in private. إذ يقول الظالمون, when the disbelievers say, or not disbelievers, when the transgressors, the corruptors, when they say, إن تتبعون إلا رجلا مسحورا. So what kind of in is this? What do you guys think?
Nafia, in Nafia.
Nafia. What gave it away?
Because of illa there.
Exactly. So you see that
Illa.
template? In illa, ma illa, tells you this is a negation. This is a negation. So what you do to understand this template, if you want to figure out the i'rab of it and the translation of it, you just get rid of the template. Get rid of the template, and then you have, yes, question?
This is إشارة مشار إليه.
Yes, هذا الأمر.
So
مشار
how it will
plus ال. اسمه الإشارة plus ال.
between اسم مشار and مشار إليه, there's this comes, right?
Al comes.
Yes, you have al.
Al.
Yeah.
So like how we translate it then?
With this matter.
This
So you're
matter.
pointing to a matter or an affair or something.
Suppose if I have to say this is the matter, so how I will say that?
هذا أمر.
Oh,
Without the al.
okay, fine.
This is a matter. هذا أمر. But if you
You
want
have
to say
how
this
it
is
is
the matter, then you say هذا هو الأمر. This is the matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because of al, it's like this matter. Okay, it's mashara like fragment.
Yeah.
Becomes
Yes, fragment. Exactly.
It has to be nakira. If it has to become khabar, na sister, amrun.
Yes.
Haza
Amrun.
amrun. Amrun.
Yes. Exactly.
If it is a single fragment, it has to be with al. This matter will be hazal amr.
Exactly. Any other clarifications? Okay.
I have
Yes.
one question, Sister Ilham.
Uh-huh.
Inshallah. Okay, in the previous page, the last word, but the ahadu. I'm just clarifying it to write it down. This is Pele Amr, right?
No, فعل ماضي. تعاهد
Mazi,
يتعاهد. Yes,
because
ماضي.
can we take it as Amr, like we will not return, so promise each other, right?
Amr. Amr would.
Like it is tata'ahaduna, and it has become like ta'ahadu. So we will not return, or we should not return. So make promise. I mean, it's like in a command they're giving to each other.
Yeah, but I'm struggling
Can
with
it
the
be-
fa. So لا نعود.
yeah,
لا نعود. We don't return.
yeah, you can say like Amr and Jawab Amr or something like.
Maybe.
So like they already said, you know, hatta nata'ahada, like we will not leave till we promise each other. So let's not return and make promise to each other. So I mean, it doesn't make any sense of making it a repetition unless there's a change in form.
Huh. I need to think further about that. I never thought about it like that. لا نبرح حتى نتعاهد. لا نعود. So basically, this whole part, you're taking the whole part would be the مقول القول of تعاهد. So لا نعود فتعاهدوا على ذلك. So that whole part would be under the quotes.
So this can be a new sentence also, na sister? Fatahadu, like
That's what I'm
la
understanding it.
nabraha hatta natahadu la naud la naudu. Till there the sentence has completed. So we can take
Yeah.
this as istinafiya and this whole till that ala jar majroor, that can be a whole sentence.
That's
So,
how
like,
I was understanding it, but Sister Samia is proposing a different thing. So I'm trying to look at it if it can work as well like that. I
Now,
guess
even
it
if you
can,
take
I'm not so sure.
separate sentence, then why can't it be Amr? Like if the sentence ends at nata'ahada, a new sentence is starting. So is there any reason why it cannot be taken as an Amr?
So maybe the only
should
reason
be
I could
some
think is
command.
because la na'udu is mudara, and then you have ta'ahadu is like
Madi.
like yeah, it's
Dima.
not really mazi in this case, but it's I don't know, like one is negation and then the
Like
other
if
one is
we,
amr. Like
yeah,
it
sorry
doesn't
to
flow
interrupt.
so well.
Yeah,
We
like
do
for
not come
example,
back, promise.
if we apply the same concept of that we applied in la nabrah, if you say la na'ud, make
Then
it
you
an
have the
Amr.
na'ud. You cannot say na'ud because the
Yeah,
lightest will
with the wow.
change.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we will not return. So we'll make promise. I don't know. My
Maybe.
mind is going here.
I don't think they are both light. I think they're regular. La nabraha hatta nata'ahadu. I mean, that's what I heard.
Nabraha.
Yeah, they're both
Bara.
na'udu.
Nabrahu.
La
La
na'udu.
nabrahu.
Nabrahu, sorry. La nabrahu.
Nabrahu.
Yeah,
Ji.
yeah, yeah.
Muzare.
Yeah, like
Nabrahu.
regular. Yeah.
Regular. La nabrahu hatta nata'ahada. La na'udu.
Yeah.
La na'udu. Ada yaudu na'udu. Will not be returning.
Nata'ahadu, right? Tasa'ala yatasa'alu. Nata'ahadu.
And because of hatta, it has an anna mustatir in it. Muqaddara, so it will be mansub. Nata'ahad.
Oh yeah, of course
Because
the
of
ta would tasa'ala. Yeah, tasa'alu. There will
Tasa'ala.
be two tas. But tata'ahadu. It won't be ta'ahadu. It will be tata'ahadu. Of course. Oh my God, why was I beating myself up like this? Gosh.
Yeah, it is like tata'aduna. So I took it as
Yeah.
lightest.
Yeah, you need another ta here for it to be amr. For
Yeah,
it to be.
so you remove the nun,
Wait.
you remove the yant.
Yeah. Ta'ahadu. What? I think my brain
So
has stopped working.
tasa'ala
I don't know.
yatasa'alu. Nata'ahada tata'ahada. Nata'ahada. Nata'ahadu. Sorry.
Tata'ahadu. Tata'ahaduna.
Right.
So when you make the
Tata'ahaduna.
amr, it will be tasa'al la tatasa'al. So tasa'al.
Tasa.
Maybe it can
La
work. I
yatafa'alu.
honestly don't know.
Tafa'al.
So you're making it lightest because of the harf hatta. Okay. And then likayda hatta.
Yes. This is light
Nata'ahada.
because of that.
Nata'ahada.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I need to think further about that. But I guess it's a possibility. I don't want to rule it out completely because I can't think of a reason why not. I guess it's a one way of looking at it.
Maybe we can start with this
So
again tomorrow.
Who will be commanding
yeah.
in this, sister? So who will be commanding here? Like, we will not be returning and will not promise, like this sentence, and sudden command comes. So who is commanding to whom with this sentence?
They're commanding each other. Ta'ahadu, take an oath. Like you guys take an oath.
Each
Each other.
They themselves.
Yes, take an oath with each
So
with
it goes
themselves.
same like bazuhum li baz. This thing is happening here also.
Yeah.
But here,
yes.
this Amr, it has Antum, but they were 3. And only one of them command to 2 others. So then it would be Antuma.
So these are all
they
third
were-
person and these are all second person and this is again second person. This is first person. Again, command for the second person and the call before was the third person. this jumla.
Ah. Yeah, I think
فقال
Afroz,
بعضهم بعض.
Afroz
This is
said
the third
something
person.
interesting.
जी.
Yeah, so Afroz was saying there were 3 people. So if you're commanding, you're going to command 2 other people. Whoever one person, so if it's 3 people and one person is giving a command, he's going to give command to 2 people. So he will say ta'ahada, not ta'ahadu.
Hada. Yeah. This should
So
be more than
I
2
guess
now, sister.
yes, I guess in that sense maybe we can say this is fi'al madi and not amr. Maybe. I don't know.
If we take this as a fail madi, then I think the call maqal it ends at la na'udu because there
Yes.
is a switch
जी.
pronoun.
Yeah.
So then it will be entirely new sentence. So that
New
they
sentence.
said that, then they made promises and then
Yeah.
they departed.
Right.
So
जी.
Yes.
this maqal ends here then.
Yeah. I think that's how we were looking at it. But you threw a spanner into our works, and thank you for that, honestly, because it made us think so much. That was good.
The good point was 3-person hint, which was very good.
Yeah.
There were 3 persons, so that hint made.
Good. Right.
Sister
Okay, I
Ilham,
think
can you
we
just read it one last time, the last line? Are you reading it as la nabrah or nabraha?
nabrahu. La
Right,
nabrahu.
nabrahu.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Because we are familiar with that structure.
yeah.
We will go
Okay.
with that until I figure
Okay.
out if it's possible to say nabrah.
And
I-
nata'ahada and la na'udu.
Yes.
Okay.
Sister Ilham, can you change this haraka? It seems jazm or it's
Oh, this one. The
it's
nabrah.
rough. It's okay.
Nabrah.
Nabra. Yeah.
Nabrahu.
Nabra, okay.
Yeah, let me just fix it because it might cause confusion. La nabrahu. There. Okay. Any other last minute clarifications?
So can you just say the whole sentence again?
Okay. From la nabrahu?
Yes, please. With the
Okay.
translation.
Okay. So لا نبرح حتى نتعاهد لا نعود فتعاهدوا على ذلك ثم تفرقوا. So they said, of course, this is مقول القول. فقال بعضهم لبعض. So some of them said to the other, لا نبرح حتى نتعاهد لا نعود. So this part, this whole thing is the مقول القول of قال. That whole thing. Then inside that لا نبرح حتى نتعاهد, you have لا نعود is again the مقول القول of نتعاهد. So they said to each other, we're not going to leave until we take an oath or we promise each other. What do we promise each other? لا نعود, that we are not coming back. So because of that, you can even say this is fa sababiyya, by the way. So because of that, تعاهدوا, they took an oath from each other, على ذلك, on that, ثم تفرقوا, then they dispersed or they left. Good?
Yeah, sister here, hatta mafulun. What did you say for this, sister? Hatta nata'ahada.
Until we take an oath from each other or we promise each other. So
this
family
hatta
six.
nata'ahada, this is coming back to nabrahu, right?
Yes. We do not leave until.
Until, okay.
Clear?
Should there be an un over here? Like if you say, we promise each other that we will not return. So should it be Allah?
So that whole
Allah
thing is just
na'udu.
considered the maf'ul bihi of ta'ahada.
Okay.
So yeah, that
We
sentence
don't
is
need
going to be.
un.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
it's
We don't need un here. It can be without that also.
yeah, it can be without that. You can it can be mudmara, like what is it?
Okay.
Implied. So what I was looking for.
Okay. 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 Jazakallah khair.
Yeah. Any other last things before we wind up? No problem. Still tomorrow we can begin from this part, and then as we continue, inshallah. Let's see. Just let me look ahead and see what. Oh, okay. Not bad. Maybe we can do one paragraph tomorrow and see what else comes up. Okay. I think safe to end there. Unless there's anything else you can post in the group or we can discuss in the group. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا sister.
جزاك الله خير.
إياكم جزاكم الله خير.